So, that's just an analogy for people in their bodies. You got the air compressor thing. You think that's the medication. You think, oh, I'm good. I'm rolling. We back on the road again. We back on the road again. I'm gonna go pick up my friends. We good, Hey, you're listening to the Quality Cup Life podcast. My name is Imani, and here we believe that in order for young adults who are looking for a better quality life and to live with purpose, you have to pour into your own cup first. Just because you may have missed out on certain things growing up or you didn't have the best start, that does not mean your entire life has to go that way. And in living a quality cup life, we talk about it through a 9-step framework broken up into 3 pillars: mind, body, and money. So thank you for joining us, and let's get into the show. Hey y'all, we are back. Welcome back to the Quality Cup Life podcast. I have a guest today.
I'm Regina.
This is my mother. Mother's on the podcast today. Hello, Mother.
Hi, Imani.
Can you say hello to the people?
Hello,
the people?
everyone in podcast land.
So this is my mother. I brought her on here today because my wonderful mother, before I start getting into all that, in my experience of 26 years, she is probably the most consistent person that I know, especially as far as health is concerned. She used to take us to the park and just walk around while we play and run around or whatever. And then also working with kids consistently. Some of y'all got kids, and I got oh Lord, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? But yeah, so she's been in like childcare since before I was born.
Before you were born.
Yeah, so you have a very consistent track record of different things, and mixture of like you and like my dad and like my grandma and stuff have introduced like a lot of healthy eating type of things and like physical activity and things like that. And so it's very, like I said, a lot of consistency, and I think that's very important. That's one of the things a lot of people are missing, people my age, and then I think also people older around your age and stuff. And so I just wanted to say that I really admire that about you, and I really appreciate that, Mother.
Thank you,
I can honestly say a lot, no shade, but a lot of people. My mother has consistently been relatively around the same weight and size, and she's a little hard on herself, but she has been. I've never seen you overweight or struggling to breathe or walk or anything like that. But everybody isn't like that, so yeah.
Give or take maybe 10-15 pounds.
Yeah, but that's nothing compared to 20, 40, 50. Yeah, a lot of people, be fluctuating that much.
No, I try not to.
So yeah, and so I brought her on because one, I know some of y'all have kids. I don't, but some people have kids, and so she recently became a youth fitness specialist, right, Mom?
Yes.
So can you tell us why you decided to be a youth fitness specialist?
Sure. Just like Imani said, I've been in fitness. I've been working out, been pretty active. Oh God, I think before I even had your sister, De'Ara, I think it started when I was in college. I used to walk to work, and I found it to be very pleasant. Well, I didn't have a choice because I didn't have transportation. So that started it.
You said college, right?
College.
Oh, yeah, broke days.
Yeah, I didn't have a car,
Yeah,
so, I was trying to make some money while I was in college, so I used to walk to work, and it started there, and then after college, and I married your dad, when he went overseas, I continued to walk. I lived in Fort Jackson, so I continued the walking. I would go to Perez Gym and work out there. Fast forward, had De'Ara. After I had De'Ara, We were still in housing, so I would have her in the stroller and we'd be walking through the neighborhood. And fast forward, went to Germany. I had you. And I always found, no matter wherever we lived, I always found some place where I could walk, and it was a play area where y'all could run around and play as well. So working out has always been a part of my life, I like to say, and up until this point too. I've worked with children. Oh my God, Dear is 29. So I've been working with children ever since she was 6 months old. When she was 6 months old, that's when I got into child care. I wanted to be home with her. And so to make some extra money,
you like, let me watch some other people churn too.
Yeah, let me make some money too. So actually it was a provider that told me that, you know, I should, if I wanted to stay home with De'Ara, I could stay home and make some money. So I took the class on Fort Jackson, and it started from there. And I've been working in childcare, like I said, for about 26 years, from in-home daycare, I think 7 times. I was a director at several childcare centers, and now I work at a school with more children. So why not put those two together? You know, love being outside with the kids. Even now when we're outside, you know, I'm sitting among the kids and I'm watching them, and it just brings me joy. I mean, it's like I'm in my happy place, you know, when I'm around the kids and I see them running and playing and just having fun. And they're exercising and they don't even know it. They're having fun, and that's the thing. So Get Fit with Gina and me becoming a certified youth fitness specialist, I wanted to help those children who are struggling with their weight, or they're having some health issues that kind of keeps them from having fun and enjoying life. And that has always been a thing with me, with trying to help those kids who, like I said, struggle and who struggle with their weight and have some health issues. We do know about, you know, the high blood pressure and diabetes, and that so many kids are being diagnosed early. I have a few friends who have children that have some of those conditions, and it is a struggle for the parent. It's a struggle for the children too. So I just figured that, hey, I would like to be the one to help them. And then also the thing that made me want to get into it is because they don't offer anything for children. They have the YMCA, Planet Fitness, you know, Goes Gym, all those places that offer fitness for adults, but there's nothing for children at all. So that was another thing that tugged at my heart, and I said, you know what, I want to be the one to help them. And that's how I came to become certified as a youth specialist, fitness specialist. Yes.
So what makes you want to, because you specifically want to help kids one-on-one, why do you prefer, or why did you choose that versus like doing things in a group setting?
Because when you have children that are struggling with their weight, they feel bad. They may not show it on the outside because they may have to be tough, but on the inside, I know it bothers them, because who wants to be overweight? And then I just feel as though that they feel bad that they can't be a part of the activities that the other kids are doing because they are overweight. So for me...
And kids can be pretty brutal.
Yes.
Honesty. If you want honesty,
yes.
Go get around some kids.
Exactly. Exactly. So for me, working one-on-one, it's just so I can get a chance to get to know them, and so they can get to know me, and so they can see that I'm really for them, and that I believe in them, and that together we can do this. And the reason why I called it Get Fit with Gina is so that when we're working out, they're not, you know, doing what I'm telling them to do, and I'm watching them, because that probably makes them feel uncomfortable too. So I'm doing it with them as well, and I think that kind of helps them as well. And it may make them feel like, well, if she can do it, then, you know, I can do it too. So my thing is just to help them feel comfortable, within themselves, so they can start to believe in themselves as well. And just knowing that, hey, Coach Gina, she's got my back, and I can kind of come out of my shell a little bit. And as time go on and we get to know each other and she's seeing me and we're working out together, then next thing you know, you'll be able to see the difference. I mean, it's worked like that with me at school too. I've worked with some children who've been really shy and don't say anything. And it's like, I'm like saying to myself, oh, I got her. And it's like, now it's like, Miss Free, Miss Free, Miss Free. And I'm saying to myself, yes, 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 yes.
That's cool. Just in general, you tend to show people attention or like love that sometimes they may not get that, or they might not be treated as normal, I guess. Because she used to work at the disability. This is a sidebar, by the way, y'all. So she used to work at the disability board, and there was this man that I don't know if he was quadriplegic or what, but he was in a wheelchair, and I remember used to be dancing with him, and he couldn't move anything, but he would be laughing.
I think those are the people that I tend to
gravitate towards.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they have some kind of deformity, or there's something wrong with their speech, or if they're overweight, it's almost like my heart of compassion. It's just like, okay, I kind of feel what they feel, so I gravitate more towards wanting to help them and want to show them love, and it's just a normal and a natural thing. Yeah.
That's cool, Mother. So the next thing I wanted to ask is for some parents out there, what are some misconceptions that you may have noticed with some people about eating more healthy and fit?
Some of the misconceptions I would say is with eating healthy, some people say that eating healthy is nasty, the food is nasty, or exercise is boring, or it's too expensive and stuff like that. Also, I would say with the parents that some of the misconception, or something that they're not aware of, is that they play a vital role in their child's health. Because they're the ones that go grocery shopping. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And,
yes,
they're in control of what comes in the house.
Yes, they are.
And so I think a lot of people, or a lot of parents, have to realize that it's also a reflection of them.
I'm sorry, y'all, but I need y'all to listen to this.
Yeah, it's a reflection of them. And I think a lot of parents, it's almost like, well, if I say anything to her, then it's like I'm looking at myself in the mirror.
People don't like to look in the mirror.
Because whatever I'm giving my child, more than likely I'm eating it too. Because I think if you really love your child and you see that they're struggling with their weight, or if they have health issues, then even if you do love those things that's not so good, there are going to be boundaries set, meaning that, okay, I love those things, and I know you love those things too, but what we have to get your weight in check. So how about, instead of us eating potato chips and all of that stuff, I'm not going to bring it in the house.
Okay,
I'm not going to buy potato chips. I'm not going to buy it at all. Or let's just say, okay, chips and cookies, popcorn, hamburgers, hot dogs, those things, let's just reserve the weekend. Maybe Saturday, and let's have those. You know what? We can eat it all day long. But Monday, well, you have to start slow. You got to start somewhere. You can't just cut it out. You got to give them something to look forward to, something to kind of keep them motivated. Okay, all right, this is for my health. I'm going to do this Monday through Friday. I'm going to eat my vegetables, my fruits, incorporate fruits and all that stuff, my baked chicken. You can have turkey, you can have ham, as long as your meat is nice and lean, chicken, fish, and all that good stuff. And then on the weekend, you know what? I'll take you to McDonald's, or I'll take you to Bojangles and get some fried chicken or whatever. But during the week, just make sure that you are watching what you bring in the house. If they love chips, like I said, I'll go back to that. Then instead of you buying a whole bag of chips, just buy a small bag of chips. Once they eat it, it's gone. But Yeah, because even though as their coach, I'm their biggest cheerleader, but their parents should also
Should be even bigger of a cheerleader than you. Yeah, because they're not
yes,
your kids, they're their kids.
right,
So
right.
it's kind of like, to me, it sounds like everybody needs to be on team, whatever the child's team, little JJ or whatever the kid's name is. Everybody need to be on his team, and to be on his team, everybody got to be on one page.
Right.
Yeah.
And if it's 6 people in the house, I'm sorry, but everybody needs to be on board with helping your daughter or your son. Okay, we're not going to have chips or anything, so please don't bring it in the house because we want to help her. Because ultimately it affects your health.
Yeah. And maybe it might be good to like make it about the family getting healthier. Lil JJ might be the one going to get to be trained by Coach Gina, but make it more about the whole house, so that way that kid might not feel so insecure, or feel like, oh, all the attention's on me because I'm the fat one or I'm the whatever one. So,
And they'll be able to feel the love, that my family does love me, that I'm not out here by myself.
yeah.
So
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Amen. All right.
Me too. Me too.
Okay, so you think the biggest thing that people are unaware of is about the parents and the family playing a big role into it? Okay. Yeah. That sounds pretty good. All right, the next thing I wanted to ask you is, what are oh Lord, did I say that already? That sounds like the same thing. Yeah, that might be the same thing. Okay, so the next question is, what keeps you motivated to stay active when doing the opposite is easier and even encouraged sometimes?
For me, to be honest, I don't like going to the doctor. I mean, I go because I have to, but I don't want to spend every month going to the doctor if I'm diagnosed or whatever. And even if I were to be diagnosed or whatever, then at least I know that by me eating healthy and strong, by me eating healthy, then that my recovery time will be short. You know what I'm saying? I love the way I feel, and I love exercising. To me, I tell people on my job, just find something that you enjoy doing. That's it. You don't have to do squats and, burpees and all of that stuff. But if you enjoy walking, I started walking. So, I do a little bit of everything now, but I enjoy walking. It's simple. It takes nothing for you to walk. You can walk by yourself, which I've probably walked by myself probably
most of the time.
But for me, that's my time to meditate. If I'm feeling bad, if I need to cry, I can do it. If I want to pray to God, I definitely do that. Or, just to enjoy being outside with nature, that's my thing. But I walk with people too, and there's nothing wrong with that because, man, when you're walking with someone, you're talking, you're having a great conversation, you're laughing and having a good time. Before you know it, you've walked 3 miles, you walked a whole hour. So whether you enjoy walking with someone or by yourself, it doesn't matter. Just move. If you like jumping rope, just do that. Basketball, volleyball, kickball. Oh, I'm going over. Okay. I was about to get into it, y'all. Okay. Reel me back in, Imani.
Okay. It's fine though, but I just wanted to know, like, what encourages you? For you, that's more, that comes a little more natural for you. But I want to talk about why though, because there's a reason why you have such motivation for something that's so not easy, because you know how it's so much cheaper to eat unhealthy foods. The healthier foods, typically buying fresh produce is more expensive than buying a box of ramen noodles, or almond milk or coconut milk is more expensive than regular milk, or cow's milk, or it's easier to scroll on your phone, or or sit in front of the TV than it is for you to go out walking. And so and you ain't say this, but I'm say it. But I think one of the reasons why you have more motivation is because I think it's because of like things you've seen with people in our family and like the effects of that. And PB, if you watching this, hello. He you haven't been doing it as much recently, but her husband, that's my stepdad, hello. He would talk about he said that she loves to watch shows with fat people and kids. She would watch not obsessively, but she would watch My 600-Pound Life a lot. And it was depressing to me, but she was like, it keeps me motivated because I don't want to, be like that. But like, we've had a lot of people in our family who've had, high blood pressure. What do you call it? It's called hypertension. Diabetes, strokes.
Yeah.
High cholesterol. They got to take a bunch of medicine and pills and things like that. It's hard for them to breathe. They have breathing problems and,
That's where you wanted me to go with that?
Well, I didn't want you, but I wanted to ask you. Not ask you about it, but mention that. Because I think, I don't think that motivation just comes out of thin air. I think that's a part of what pushes you in that direction. Because you've always said you do not want to be on medicine because you would see...
I've seen a lot.
Yeah, she's seen a lot.
I've seen a lot. My mom, she passed away, 8 years ago? And she had hypertension. And as a result, she had kidney failure and she was in the hospital and then other complications from that and she passed away. I had a cousin that passed away. Teresa's been gone, almost 2 years? And I think she was in her 40s, 45, 46, and she had hypertension and she was a diabetic. And complications from that, she passed away. I have other family members that have it. And so I've seen the effects of it. My grandmother, my grandfather, I think it's just in everybody's family, to be honest. But seeing that and seeing all the suffering, just kind of, that keeps me motivated. And what I've learned that some people think and they say, well, my mama had it, so I'm going to get it, or that's why I have it.
They think it's like strictly genetic, but it's
really not. If you have high blood pressure, your mom had it, it's not because your mom had it, it's because you eat what your mom.
Yeah, you have the same or similar habits as as her or them or whoever. And dang it, I keep losing my train of thought.
But yeah, that's what it is. You're used to eating what they fed you. So, they love the fried chicken 4 times a week. So you eat the fried chicken 4 times a week. You love
the
sweet
canned
potato
vegetables.
pie.
Yeah, dump the whole
candy
bag of sugar in
bars.
the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, so, you're following how you were brought up and what you ate. And so I realized, no,
that's not the life for me. No.
I think we may have the gene, but we
that's what I was
pull
gonna
the
say.
trigger.
Yeah, that's what it is. We're more susceptible.
Eating.
If a lot of people in your family before you have had something, you're more susceptible to it. Like it might be easier for you to get it, but you pull the trigger. The trigger don't pull itself.
Right.
Basically.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Pulling the trigger. I like
it. Yeah. And then, I have 2 daughters. Imani is 26 and Dear is 29. And I want to be around for my grandkids. But according to them, that's not happening anytime soon. So I want to make sure that I'm healthy and strong to be able to run around with my grands whenever. Just
whenever that happens.
Yeah, whenever that happens.
We got to get husbands and financially in order. Amen first.
Well, amen.
Amen.
Yes.
Praise the good Lord,
yes,
all right?
Yes. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
And y'all, just a little bit of a sidebar, but my mom has probably the most energy. I don't know anybody else her age that has as much energy. She would just be dancing around and jumping around and you just have all the energy. And I'm sure that's very helpful running around with kindergartners. They love you because you have all the energy.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I love kids. I'm here for it.
So you mentioned this already, but I wanted to ask you, I guess, a little more specifically about this. What would you say to people who say that eating healthy is too expensive?
It's a bunch of crap. I mean, frozen is better than canned.
Wait, you said it's about your what?
I said frozen food.
No, I'm talking before that. You said it's something.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, it's okay. You can go ahead. You can go ahead. Don't worry about it. You can go ahead. You can go ahead. Don't worry about it.
Y'all. I know what I said. That's just a foolish answer. I think when it comes to health, me again, I'm going to buy something expensive. I'm going to buy frozen vegetables as opposed to canned vegetables because canned vegetable has been sitting on the shelf. It's full of preservatives, sodium, and all of that stuff. I'm going to go with the fresh or the frozen vegetables, which still has all the nutrients and all of that stuff that my body needs. So it doesn't matter. I'd rather spend a little extra on my health than to go to the doctor every month, like I said, twice a month, or paying for medication every month. That gets expensive, you guys.
Yes, it does.
So I'd rather do the hard part first so I can reap the benefits later. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Me and Stefan have talked about this a few times, but if you don't pay for it on the front end, you're going to pay for it on the back end. That's for sure. Whether it's a hospital visit. Y'all, the hospital is so expensive. Oh, my God. If you talk about expensive, talk about going to the hospital. And then, like she said, medications and doctor visits and all that stuff. Or even if it's not paying monetarily, but paying it how you feel. Not doing well, always concerned about you being sick. Or, it's not giving. It's not giving what it's supposed to give. And another thing about speaking about money and correlation to food, it's like you put your money where what you value. So you can't talk about food is expensive, but your car payment is $500 a month. Like how is taking care of your body and yourself too expensive, but your car wasn't?
Right.
Or your shoes weren't.
Exactly.
Or your hair wasn't. Or your nails weren't.
I was going there.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Your nails, the outfit, the name brand, purse, outfit, sneakers. You're going to spend $200 on sneakers. But
it's like if you gonna do that, that's cool, that's your business, but don't complain about something being too expensive. And that goes for anything, not just food. Like, you spending that money somewhere. Right. So it's like you didn't need that car. You could have got a cheaper car that ran just fine for what your needs were. So don't.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't want to hear it. I'm
health, sorry. You want to live a long, fruitful life. And, I don't want to just live. I want to live the full number of days that God has assigned for me. But I want to be healthy and happy. I want to be thriving and not just living or just surviving, just here, So, yeah, healthy is it for me. Like someone said, well, what size do you want to wear? How much do you want to? Healthy. Healthy. Because to me, it doesn't matter about size, because I know someone who wear 125 pounds, tiny, but has high blood pressure, because it's hereditary or genetics, where, in your family, they're not naturally big people. So you may not be able to see it on the outside, but on the inside, yeah. But then on the flip side of that, I know someone who is kind of overweight, doesn't have any, no high blood pressure, no hypertension. Well, that's the same thing. No, she doesn't have diabetes, no heart disease or anything. She's overweight, but guess what? She can't walk but so far because before she's winded or, you know, she has problems with the knees, or, you know.
Wait, we'll do something with your knees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something. And so, you know, just to get off some of that weight, man, you would feel
literally lighter.
much
Yeah,
lighter.
your knee will feel lighter too.
Yeah. And just like the foods that we're eating is killing us, but don't you know that food also can heal our bodies, you know? I'm gonna let you talk a little more about that because you know about all that good stuff.
Oh.
Health guru.
When you said I forgot what exactly you said, but it made me think about I've mentioned this before. Check out the Model Health Show by Sean Stevenson. That's my uncle in my head. But he talks about how people think because of, you know, modern technology, people are living longer, but he says really they're dying longer.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh.
They're dying
longer.
Meaning that they're suffering?
Like, it's extended. The medicine is they're dying. Their body is deteriorating, but it's deteriorating longer because of the medicine. You get what I'm saying?
Is it because of the side effects you're saying?
No, like, because you know how like people will go to the doctor to get a prescription so that way it can help, it can get rid of the symptom but not the actual problem.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like
kind
of like, what is it, a few months ago, y'all, I was broke and I kept putting air in my tire, but there was a nail in it.
Okay.
So my tire was a hot mess. I was just fixing the symptom was I had no air in my tire. I literally, and then it got so bad to the point where I put air in my tire and probably about an hour later it was flat again.
It's like, I can't do it no more.
Yeah, I can't do it. And then it eventually got to where the tire had wires coming out of it. It's you know, so, you know, that's just an analogy for people in their bodies. You got the air compressor thing. You think that's the medication. You think, oh, I'm good. I'm rolling. We back on the road again. I'm gonna go pick up my friends. We good. You know. So, but yeah. So that I just wanted to throw that in there because it reminded me of when he said that. And I was like, ooh. So and then the last thing I wanted to ask you was, could you give some advice for somebody that's around my age, 26, who are struggling with, like, maybe their health, or maybe they feel a little self-conscious about how they look physically, or, you know, how they may feel and things like that?
I probably would tell them to still love themselves, you know, right where they are. And be patient with themselves. And if they need help, if they realize they can't do it on their own, seek out friends. Hopefully they have some really good friends that will support them and say, hey, anytime you want to go walking, or if you need an accountability partner, I think that's very important to kind of help them on their journey to losing weight. But I would say, I think the most important thing is just taking that step towards whatever it is that you need to do. If you feel like you need to lose weight, don't beat yourself up. Just take a step, whether it's you starting to walk every day, or finding a gym, or finding someone that can help you. But I would say don't beat yourself up, because you didn't become that way overnight. So it's gonna take a while, you know. If you start to work out, or, you know, trying to eat healthy, and if you don't see any changes right away, keep going. Don't let that discourage you, because our weight fluctuates and stuff, and just the mere fact that you're taking a step toward it
is a big deal.
It's a big deal, and you'll get there. But I think having an accountability partner is so important. I have it. You and your sister, oh my God, y'all. Oh,
my mama think we be beating up on her sometimes.
Oh my God, y'all just don't know about my oldest and this one here. Oh, but they keep me straight, and I love that. I also have an accountability partner when it comes to fitness. You know, I have a friend of mine called me and say, well, hey, how are you doing on your journey? You know, what are you doing this week? They're so important, you know. because they want to see you too, be the best that you can, or, to feel better about yourself, or to lose weight, or my kids want to see me succeed. And I appreciate that. Sometimes I think they're a little too hard, but then I understand it, and so I do appreciate that. And my other friend who's my accountability partner, she's lost X amount of weight, so, she understands. So it's just great having those kind of people around. So I would tell you, still enjoy life, be patient with yourself, still love on yourself, and just so you can feel good about yourself, and you want to enjoy the journey of getting there,
Yeah, that's one of my pillars. Hello.
Yeah, enjoy the journey. Just you taking a step is just great. It's just great. And if you say, well, hey, I'm not going to eat any sweets all this week, or I'm not going to eat any fried foods this week. But if you do, don't beat yourself up. Just start all over the next day.
And then something real quick I want to add to that is, I kind of talked about this it was a few episodes ago. I was talking about the movie Flight. And just talking about at any point you can turn it around. Like, you can make a decision that'll help you in a direction, even if you won't immediately see a result, or like kind of like how you were saying, you might not be able to see anything, but just keep going, you're fine. Just as long as you just start somewhere, do something small, then I think you should be very proud of yourself, because you are doing what the majority of people will not do, actually. So that's good, Mother.
Yeah, celebrate the small victories, small.
High five.
Because they grow and they become bigger and bigger. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening and watching. I'm going to put some of her information on the screen and in the description of it. And I'm losing my train of thought again. But thank y'all for listening and watching. Make sure you leave a comment, review the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you're listening. Leave a comment on YouTube, like it, share the episode if you thought it was helpful. Thank you. If you're interested in having your child have some one-on-one coaching, contact
reginadfree at gmail.com, or you can look me up on Facebook, or you can even call me.
Yeah, we'll leave all that information for you. Thank y'all. See you.
Bye. Peace.